Hello everyone. So let's discuss about alarm towers and reinforcement spawning features at the combat AI system. Right. So first we are going to discuss about what are the alarm towers and how we can place on the level. And then we'll see how we can spawn reinforcement troops based on the alarm tower triggers. Right. For example, like when the alarm tower is turned on, then the nearby bunkers will spawn multiple enemy NPCs as reinforcement troops so that they will actually find or locate the player and try to neutralize it. Right. So let's see how we can implement those stuff at my project. Right, so this is my project that I been previously worked on. And here you can see like there are some multiple generators, generator lights and explosive barrels plus an enemy, and it's night time. So since this is a new section, I will get rid of all of these instances. I don't need them anymore. And also let's make it a daytime. So I'll select the TOD manager and make it like night. Don't need this explosive barrel also. Right. So let's place one of the alarm towers on the level and see how it works. So here, if you check out the blueprints folder, there is a folder called alarm towers, and there is a blueprint instance called BP alarm tower. So you can simply drag it and place it on the level. Something like this. And I will rotate it further because I want to show you one element, which is this one. So this is a fuse box. So if you remember the explosive element sections, I briefly mentioned about this fuse box because it is also an explosive item. So mainly this alarm tower can be disabled if you damage this fuse box. So by default, like in danger, these alarm towers will be get triggered. But let's say if you somehow damage or destroy this fuse box, then this alarm tower can be triggered. Right. So if I show you how it works, basically like currently the alarm tower has been disabled. So even if it is disabled, you can destroy the fuse box. That's totally fine. And let's say this alarm tower is turned on. So you can actually select this alarm tower and just for the debugging purposes, maybe you can enable this instance. So at the setup, you can see if you enable this one, this red light has been start to flicker, which means this alarm tower has been activated. And if you play it, there will be a sound. Right. And if I destroyed it, you can see that alarm tower has been turned off. Right. Actually, the sound has not been spawned yet because it should detect an enemy first. Right. Right. So for right now, I will make it disable. You can see like by default, it is in green state. Right. Right. So in order to trigger this alarm sound, actually an enemy should detect you. So I will place one of the enemy NPCs in the level like this, and let's go and compromise myself. You can see how the alarm has been right, but I will drop its sound further low, otherwise my voice may not heard properly to you. So you don't have to do this, but in my case I will reduce the sound a bit. So there's a function called toggle alarm. There we are trying to activate this audio. This audio is initialized at here with this military alarm sound, and we have the volume multiplier as 1 by default. So maybe I'll make it as 0.1, so the sound will be a bit low, and I'll compromise myself. Right, so he shoot at me and the alarm tower has been triggered. You can see it has become red and some alarm sound is there. Right. Right. And then let's say if I damage this alarm tower, then even the enemy detected me, this alarm tower will not turn on because it has been already damaged. So if I show you what I meant, so let's say if I shoot at this fuse box, so this alarm tower has now been disabled, and even the enemy has find me and attack me, this alarm tower can be triggered because it has been already destroyed. Right. But let's say there are multiple alarm towers, and let's say if I destroyed only this one, then since this one is not damaged, if the enemy detected me and he shoot at me, then that alarm tower will get triggered. Right. But also even that alarm tower has been get triggered, I can destroy it at runtime. So you can see now there is no more alarm sound because I destroyed it. Okay. So likewise, there are two ways of destroying the alarm towers. Either you can destroy it before it gets turned on, or you can destroy it even after it gets turned on. Right? Okay. And actually, you can strategically place some of the explosive elements in the level so that this fuse box can be damaged via those elements as well. For example, let's say since this is an explosive element, if you place one of the explosive barrels nearby this alarm tower, something like this, when you damage this explosive barrel, or when you destroy this explosive barrel, it will propagate a damage to this fuse box. So this fuse box also will get damaged and this alarm tower will get turned off. Right. So let's test that scenario. You can see that fuse box has damaged as well. Or in the other way around, you can actually use this to lure enemies such that let's say if you damage this fuse box, then this enemy will come to here and see what happened because of that noise and the smoke. And when the enemy came nearby this fuse box, you can explode this explosive barrel so that the enemy will get killed. Okay. So let's play test it as well. So here I'm going to destroy the fuse box. So now the enemy has been notified, so he come towards the alarm tower. Once he come, I will explode this barrel so that enemy get killed. Right. So you can actually strategically place this element to make it level more interactive. Right. And yeah, those are the features. Right. So that's the alarm tower placement, and let's look at the how we can place the bunkers to spawn the enemies. Right. So if you take a look at the navigation under the station, no, not at this station. Yeah, under POI there is a POI spawners, and there is a specific instance called bunker. Actually, this is a child instance of the NPC spawner base itself because it simply try to spawn the NPCs, right? And it's a POI NPC spawner, not the generic NPC spawner, because usually these bunkers sort of exist in a POI, or the point of interest. For example, let's say this is a military base. So within that military base, there can be bunkers where the enemies can be spawned, right? So since this is an element of POI, before you place in the bunker, you have to first place a POI, or the mark and specific area as a POI. Otherwise, it can't actually instantiate these NPCs in the level. So first, let's drag and drop one of the POI base instance to your level. Right, so you can see there are two ranges. This one is player proximity sensing range, and this one is the POI range. So I will span the POI area scale, something like this, and I will span the player proximity range as well. Right, now this is our POI. Now you can actually place one of the bunkers to the level. For example, let's say I go to the POI spawners, bunkers, and if I place one of the bunkers like this, maybe I will rotate it further, right? So now this is the NPC spawner that has been placed on your level. And after that you placed it, if you remembered what we discussed in the point of interest section, you have to select the POI again and configure it by clicking this populate elements button. So you can see if you clicked it, then this reserved NPC spawner list has been populated, because this specific bunker is a reserved NPC spawner, right? So you can actually see that if you click on that bunker, there is a tag called bunker, because it has been already tagged as a reserved station. So in that scenario, when this POI needs to spawn its own NPCs, it will not actually spawn the NPCs within this NPC spawner itself, right? There should be other dedicated spawners for that, right? For example, this spawn, right? Okay, so I'm not going to discuss that one in here, because we have been already covered those stuff at the point of interest section, right? But I just wanted to point out that this specific bunker is again a generic, or actually the specialized version of the generic NPC POI NPC spawner, and it has been tagged as a reserved station, right? So now what you can do is you can select the POI and configure the NPC list. So here currently we doesn't have any NPC list, so I will configure some NPC here, and as usual I will use the NPC base, and for the NPC amount I will maybe make it as 2 to 3. Right, now what should happen is, basically when this enemy detected me, then the alarm towers will get turned on. And once the alarm towers is turned on, the reinforcement troops will be appeared within these bunkers, and they will come at me and try to shoot. Right, so we'll see how it works. Okay, so I'll intentionally go towards this enemy and detect myself. Right, okay, he shoot. So the alarm towers has been triggered, and you can see one of the NPCs has been, or the reinforcement troop member has been appeared on the bunker, and he come at me and he's try to shoot. Right, so I detected. Now that guy will shoot at me after a while. Oh, I can actually kill him. He's going to shoot. Right, that's the reinforcement rules, but I think maybe we can increase it further, the NPC count. So I'll select the POI, and maybe I'll spawn 5 to 8 NPCs, and I'll go detect myself. Okay, so the alarm towers has been turned on. Now you can see the multiple enemies has been appeared in the bunker, not only one but 3, and they shoot at me. like this. And if I detect by myself to all of them, actually they will try to neutralize me. Right? So since I'm in the god mode, actually my damage is not applied. But let's say if I goes to my player character instance and at the active profile system, under health, yeah, under health, actually my health is 1000. Actually that's why the damage is not quite significant. But if you look at any generic character, the health should be 100. So I'll make the player's health is 100 as well. And let's go and detect. So he'll shoot at me. Right, so I'm getting the damage. Actually, they are not trying to shoot. They all of them are not trying to shoot me at once because the simultaneous shooting has been added, and it will sometimes restrict the attacks, something like this. Otherwise, they will keep attacking me, and I will not get a time to kill them, and I will instantly kill them. So instead, actually, I can play it with them for a while, and I can kill them, right? But if you go and check out the NPC manager, there is a feature called max simultaneous shooters. So maybe if you increase it further, maybe like 410, then if you play it again and detect yourself, then they will shoot at me once. Right. So I don't know why actually they don't shoot at me. Yeah, now you can see they shoot towards me. The reinforcement troops has been appeared and they'll shoot at me also. Right. So sometimes the actually shooting will be determined randomly to make it more dynamic. So now you can see actually since I increased the simultaneous shoot count, many NPCs or many enemies shooted at me at once. So I just get killed instantaneously. Right? So yeah, actually those are some of the configurable elements in the managers as well. But I suggest to have the max simultaneous shooter count for a minimum number. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to complete the level for the play. Right? But actually, you can configure this stuff dynamically when the player is setting its difficulty level, maybe at the main menu or something like that. If you fully integrate this into your game. But yeah, ideally, I think the max simultaneous shooter count 3 would be fine. And yeah, so that's how you can spawn the reinforcement units inside the bunkers and how to set up the alarm towers and all those stuffs are there. Right. So I think that's the so those are the features that I wanted to cover, and I'll see you there. Thank you.